Continuing on the practice test, when it says perform the indicated operation, you have to decide if they're asking you to multiply or add or subtract or divide, whichever it happens to be. So the first one is multiplication. I'm going to multiply by distributing. You can multiply by using the box method if you prefer. So I'm going to distribute the small into the bigger one because I think it's easier. So it's going to give me 2x to the third plus 8x squared minus 12x. Then I'm going to distribute this minus 4. So it's minus 4x squared minus 16x plus 24. And then I'll add those together. So that's the answer. 2x to the third plus 4x squared minus 28x plus 24. For the second one, it's also asking us to multiply. I'm going to put the 3x minus 4 first. And then I'm going to rewrite it with x plus 1 and x minus 3 second. You can use the box method to multiply this or distribute. You can also just know or use logic of where that would come from if you were factoring. Since that's a minus 3 and a 1, if you multiply them together, that gives you the last term. And if you add them together, that gives you the middle term. That's only true if the first and the second x are both 1x. Next, I'm going to distribute the 3x minus 4 to all of this the same way as I did in the first problem for number 9. Again, for this, if you rather just use the box method, multiply 2 together at a time and then multiply the third one in, that's fine as well. So if I multiply 3x times all of this, I'm going to get 3x to the third minus 6x squared minus 9x. And then if I multiply negative 4 times all of this, I would get negative 4x squared plus 8x and then plus 12. If I add those together, 3x to the third minus 10x squared minus x plus 12. Again, don't put minus 1x there. 3x to the third minus 10x squared minus x plus 12. For the next part, this is just subtraction. So this distributes, so I get 5x squared minus 2 minus 4x squared minus 6x plus 4. So go in order. That's x squared, then the x term, and then the numeric values. So that's plus 2. So x squared minus 6x plus 2. For something to the third power, make sure that you're not tempted into writing 8x to the third minus 125. You are going to take those to the third power, but you have two middle terms as well. You have a 3a squared b, and you have a 3ab squared. Okay, this is a and this is b. So for the first part, I have 3 times a squared, which makes it 4x squared, times b, which is negative 5. So that gives me 20 times 6, which is 20 times 3, excuse me. So 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 3 is 60. So negative 60x squared. And for the next one, it's 3a, which is 2x, and then b squared, which would be 25. So that's 50 times 3, that's 150. So your answer is 8x to the third minus 60x squared plus 150x minus 125. If you don't want to use a shortcut, then you have to multiply out 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5, and 2x minus 5, and multiply out that completely. For the next one, we're going to be using long division. So we have x to the third plus 3x plus 3 into 3x, that's x squared, excuse me, into 3x to the third minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 3. No placeholders are needed, but you need to always check. So the first part, we're going to divide x squared into 3x to the third. That should be 3x. If you multiply down with that, you're going to get 3x to the third plus 9x squared plus 9x. Then you're going to subtract. So that's going to become a minus, and a minus. That's negative 11x squared minus 5x minus 3. And then you're going to do x squared into 11x squared, or negative 11x squared. That gives you minus 11. Multiply down. Minus 33x. Again, you're multiplying these. And then minus 33. Then you have to subtract. So that will give you 28x plus 30. That's the remainder. Alright, so we have 3x minus 11, remainder 28x plus 30. That's a 28x. If you want to write it in fraction form, you would have 3x minus 11 plus 28x plus 30 over x to the third plus 3x plus 3. For number 14, you're going to be doing synthetic division. So since they give you x minus 3, you're going to be using x equals 3 in the synthetic. Inside, you're going to have a 2, a negative 4. We need a 0 for the x squared, negative 12 for the x, and a negative 15. So we bring this down, that's 2, multiply by 3, add, multiply by 3, that gives us 6, add 0 and 6, multiply by 3, that gives us a 6, add 3 times 6, multiply 3 times 6, that's 18, that gives you a 3. That's the remainder. This is a whole number, this is the x value, the x squared value, and the x to the third. They're all positive. So that's your answer. You don't divide anymore. You don't factor anymore. That's the final answer. 2x to the third plus 2x squared plus 6x plus 6, remainder 3.